What's going on, friends and degens? It is the 23rd of April, and today we are talking about Bitcoin. Here we are at about $77.6 thousand with roughly 10 hours and 25 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. Subscribe if you'd like to. Let's get into it, okay? Man, oh man. My timeline on X.com is more polarized than I've seen it in quite some time. And I mean, it's been polarized for the past month, but man, this, like today especially, people are crazy. You know what I'm seeing? What I'm seeing today on X.com, and I'm not going to go through it here and scroll through it, but I'm sure you guys have seen it too. A lot of people are saying the words, "This time is different." I remember those words. I've fallen prey to them before. Hell, I even fell prey to these exact words in the bull market of the last cycle. This time is different. This time is different. This time is different. Me and all the late bulls. Any bear market that I've been in, if first off, any bull market I've been in, this time is different is a bad sign, guys. Anytime that you hear this time is different in a bear market, it's typically not going to go the way that people are expecting it to. This time is different, my ass. We will drop. We will. And we're going to drop in one of two ways. Okay? We're either going to see a fantastic drop, the same way that we saw here, which, to be fair, is my lesser expected outcome. Or what we're going to see is an initial drop, a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of a slow meandering dance down. Maybe we get to the bottom end of this range, right? Something like this, down in this area, we find support, we come up, we break out, and then before you know it, everybody's bullish again on a lower high overall, and then whoop-de-doo, then the magic really starts to happen to the downside. So, in other words, we're either going to methodically move down, or it's going to be fierce. One of those two. I don't think it's going to be fierce. I think it will be fierce in time. I just don't think from here that it's going to be fierce. And also, to really throw off the bull friends here, I also don't know if we're completely done with this move yet. It's completely possible that we do go higher. And yesterday, the call that I was making was that we'd go to 79.7K. Am I correct? Is that what the call was? Let's see, 79. No. Let's get it right down to that low. That's the high. 79.7K. Yes, sir. And we got very close. We did get very, very close. I'll be fair. This is, 79.5K. That's where we topped off at. This is close enough where this could count as a 382 rejection. Sometimes you just miss it. Sometimes you do. But even in moments like this, it still is fairly common to see a slight wick that's just below, and then you come up and boom, you tip it. Or boom, you wick just above it. Something right here. And maybe we do. Maybe we do get just above 80K. Maybe that's the kick in the pants that all the FOMO buyers need, that all the bears need to capitulate. Maybe that's what it is, the psychological significance. 80K is really not that significant, you guys. We look back in time, let's put a line right here. 80K, it's like people who said 100K is significant. Psychologically, it's significant, but on the price, it doesn't matter. There's no support there. There's a little bit of support there, but it's even a little bit above 80K. You want to say, well, it's close enough. Yeah, okay, that's fair. This is more significant. Where we are now is much more significant. Where, like this whole area is way, 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 way more significant. I would even say 85 to 87K is much more significant. Look at this. Let's put right in the middle there, 86K. Resistance, support. Even support back here on this knot. And then once we broke below that level, guys, that's when we really shit the bed. So I don't think 80K matters. I don't think it does. I think psychologically it does, and that might be enough. I mean, this is a psychological game at the end of it, right? Somebody told me this once upon a time. Shout out to Eric Crown for Crown's Crypto, Eric Crown Crypto. The first time I heard this was out of his mouth. Is that if you want to become a successful trader, you want to analyze the markets properly, you don't need to learn technical analysis. You don't need to learn charts and mathematics and all these different things. It helps. What you need to learn is psychology, sociology. You need to learn how the mind works. And not that anybody knows how the mind works necessarily. We know aspects of it, but I'm getting distracted. All I'm trying to say is, psychologically speaking, the amount of bears that would shut the hell up if we were above $80,000, the amount of bulls that would just be flamboyantly bullish, it would be immense. It'd be as if they won the Super Bowl, and all we do from here would be to move up less than a percent. Or would it be less than a percent? Is that a 1% move? Let me see. Maybe I'm doing my math wrong. Sorry. It's a little bit more than a percent, like 3%. Not a big move. We can do that in a day. Let's get into the TA. I'll stop speculating. While I am saying it's completely possible that we do go up a little bit higher, it is completely possible this is the high. It is completely possible that we start our downtrend here. And either way, whether it's torrential or it's methodical, either way, I do expect that we'll see a sudden, significant shift that will take us below these lows here, effectively trapping all the bull tards at the top, man. We will drop very fast below 73K. We're at 77.6K now. Let's get into the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom out. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. I was looking at this chart earlier, and I don't think this is the top for a couple of reasons. I mean, we'll see. At least at this point in time, we are consolidating. As we're consolidating, volume's dying off. A little bit of volume came in here as we're pushing down. That's not necessarily encouraging, but if we do push lower and volume continues to die off, then that lines up very well with the idea that we do move up. Now I want to go over some things, okay? When we consolidated here, when we broke out, do you see the difference? Do you see the difference in price behavior here? That was marking a local top. The price behavior here, this is different. This is a lot more constructive, a lot more methodical, okay? The volume here did pick up. It did pick up a little bit, actually, as we were dropping down. We're here, we're not actually breaking out. So, again, it's just kind of different than this relative top here. It's more similar. This area is actually more similar to what we did here. And we might, in fact, see this exact same move, where we moved up, we had some consolidation here, low volume, and then when we moved up, we had the volume come in. It wasn't a lot of volume, though. We were getting higher highs, and overall, that was less volume still, so we sold off. And then the real volume came in, and that sent us on this next move. Volume started to die. We saw the higher highs, and then sold off again. All I'm trying to say is I'm expecting something kind of like this to happen, where we're in our sideways downward sloping channel here, and we break out a little bit. This breakout is going to cause bullish fever. And if this breakout is significant enough to get us around 80K or even just barely above 80K, something like this right here, guys, if it's significant enough to do that, people will be selling their houses to buy Bitcoin, and it will be at the local bear market top. So, and not the bear market top, just the local high. So, just saying, I think that it is a good time. Not a financial advisor, but to maybe de-risk, especially in altcoins. When Bitcoin's on the brink of the break to the downside, altcoins are the ones that suffer the most. If you are altcoin dominant, it's time to shift out of that, okay? If you've been holding altcoins and you've been waiting for them to pump this whole move up that Bitcoin's been going, we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, it's time to let them go if they haven't moved up yet. That's just my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's genuinely my opinion. Looking at the 1 hour with these indicators here, the RSI actually looks good. It really does look good. And here we are at the same levels that we bounced last time, getting overbought like this and hitting those overbought areas, not getting oversold at all. Most of your time is spent above the 50. I think today, Thursday, right? Is today Thursday or is it Wednesday? Today's Thursday. I think today we will move higher. Yeah. I definitely believe that we will. But when I say higher, what I'm meaning is higher from here. Sorry. I don't necessarily believe that we move higher above here. That is what I'm calling for, is a move like this. But to be completely fair, I also believe we could see a lower high where, again, the same kind of thought, psychologically speaking, the bulls celebrate early. We stop at the golden ratio, 78.5K, 78.7K, somewhere in there, and then we come back down. A lot of people think moments like this, whenever you break out, that, oh, it's a bull flag, we're going to go. I mean, I'm telling you guys, everybody's going to be saying this. If we do break out of this to the upside, everybody's going to be taking this measurement and say, we're going to go to 82K, it's inevitable. And what's really going to happen is we break out, we form a lower high, or we break out, we form a higher high with bearish divergence, one of those two. But from this perspective, we could break out, see a lower high, and then this is your actual flag. your channel downwards. It's not, and then it's bigger. The flag becomes bigger than the actual bull pole itself, and that invalidates the flag. If the flag's bigger than the pole, it's an invalid flag. We had a bull flag here, and it didn't work out to the upside. It worked out to the downside. We had a bull flag here break out, and guess what? It did not work out to the upside. It worked out to the downside. Bullish patterns, guys, they perform less. They don't perform as well in a bear market. And that's a lot of what I'm seeing here on X.com too. And I've been actually saying on a lot of different people's posts, they'll be taking things from last year, 2025 or 2024. People will be taking things from the bull market and applying it here in the bear market. Bull market dynamics, this is coming from someone who's been in crypto since 2015, 10 and a half years. Let me tell you, bull market dynamics do not work in bear market dynamics. It's totally different. If you're seeing signals that have marked lows and you're comparing it specifically to the bull market, look at those same signals. See if they flashed in the bear market, the prior bear market to that, and see how it worked. Bull market signals do not work in bear markets. Bear market signals do not work in bull markets. This is why a lot of people have PTSD when a bull market finally starts, and why people get overzealously FOMO-ish whenever a bull market starts, or a bear market starts. Did I have that backwards? PTSD when a bull market starts, FOMO when the bear market starts. Anyways, stochastics suck. The MACD doesn't look bad, actually. To be completely fair, the MACD doesn't look bad. The MACD and the RSI suggest that we're going to move up. Stochastics are kind of sad, but it's the 1 hour time frame, whatever. You do seem to be turning the tide. I mean, the price really doesn't actually seem to be turning the tide. You're pretty parallel down here, but I stick with it. I believe today, probably in the coming hours, probably by the time this video is posted, we're going to see a $78,500 price or higher. If we do get above 80K, barely. Oh, so barely is what we will do. Anyways, 4 hour time frame here. Looking at this now, we have rejected the overbought zone. Typically, these do mark relative high points. Typically, they do. You know, whenever we rejected the overbought zone here, that was a relative high point. When we rejected it here, well, actually, we didn't really reject it, did we? We kind of got into it. But after we came down, that was a local high point nonetheless. Local high, local high, local high, local high. But these are very small divots compared to what I think is coming next, guys. We've extended our stay. We have hit the extended stay. We stayed at the cheap motel, and we are going to reap the consequences of that. Volume has died off. We've seen higher highs. Man, I wish CoinGlass would load for me. Let's see if we can give it some time. The internet's actually not been too bad today, but we'll see. It's way faster than it normally is. I don't know, guys. Maybe the Iran conflict is calming down. I'm telling you, this internet's been like this ever since the Iran conflict kicked up. Let's see. Over the past day, shorts dominate the longs over the past 24 hours. Okay, the longs are at about 1.23 billion. Nobody wants to long here, but the shorts, people are going short here. Where do most of these shorts get cream pied? They get creamed at about $80,000. Right there at about just 79.7K. Who would have thought that's where the peak of this spike is? And all of this here gets crushed at about 81K. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a flash pump to those areas. And then we dump, guys. And then we dump. And we dump fiercely. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow, and potentially even over the weekend, we leave a gap behind, a CME gap behind. That'll trap even more bulls thinking that we're going to move up. And I don't know, maybe we do, but dude, I think it's going to be bad. Because here's the real thing. You get out to the 7-day time frame, the longs have dominated the shorts immensely. Same thing though, right? 81K, 80.7K, that's where you crush most of these shorts. $3 billion in shorts is still a lot of money. And most of this, about $2 billion, gets crushed at 80 to 81K. We look at the past 30 days, and if we look at this in context, you know, over the past, let's see, this whole month of April, it's the 23rd now, over the past like 20 days, we've seen this move up. Over the past 30 days, guys, shorts are annihilated. 3 billion in shorts, 12 billion in longs. 4-to-1 long to shorts. Not good. Not good. These longs get crushed. Most of them get crushed at about 72K. I did say we would plow below 73,000 very, very quickly when we drop. And then even below 70K here to get all these out. People will be going long and people will be going short as we move down too. So this will adjust as time goes on. But let's look at this one more way. I know people like the other heat. They like the heat map here. Let's see, where is it? Liquidation heat map. I swear I clicked on it. Okay, there we go. And then we look at the past 24 hours. We can look at the past week too, if it's cooperative here. Past 24 hours, there's a lot of long or shorts that get cleared out at that 80K level, guys. Right there, 79.8K. I'm saying we go above 79.7K probably. Probably, and at the same time, this high is also pretty probable, to be completely fair. But we could crush a lot of those shorts. That's just over the past 24 hours. Let's go over the past month. I don't think we need to look at the weekly. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, look, I mean, there's a ton of longs to get cleared out, but there is a little short pocket here right there around 80K to clear out as well. I don't know. We'll see. We cleared out the longs here. We cleared out that little long spike with that move down. I think we're ready to move up. I mean, we do look somewhat bullish here. You're right. We were in this kind of bullish trajectory overall. But again, I think that we are at a topping point. And unfortunately, my friends, what I think this means, actually, I'll save that for a sec. I'll save that for like a minute later. I'll get into this in a minute. Let's wait for what the unfortunate part is. But let's look at this on the 4-hour time frame. RSI, bullish. It is very bullish. So I think what we need to see is some bearishness. Come up here and reject the overbought zone. Don't actually get into it, but reject the overbought zone. And stochastics look like they want to come out of the overbought zone here. Bullish overall, but kind of bearishly postured. The 1 hour and the 4-hour stochastics are bearishly postured, to be fair. And the MACD is bullish overall. What can I say? I mean, you could come down, whatever, but I mean, you are bullish overall. There's not really any signs of exhaustion here, to be completely fair. Daily time frame. I just think looking at this, you have prior areas of support, you're going to find resistance, man. Here, we could do this. If we close today green, you guys, if we close today green, we could wick in the next 10 hours all the way up to 80K. We probably do. It'll probably be a quick wick. I'm not saying we probably do. I'm just saying if we were to make it to 80K, we probably would see a quick wick to the upside. And then come back down and close the day with a wick left to the upside like that. We might close the day green, and with that, the daily RSI could, if it closes just a little bit green, reject that overbought zone, and that, my friends, would be very bearish. The last time that we did that, we saw a scenario like that. We sold off from 76K all the way down to 65K. Okay, we saw an over $10,000 drop there. The stochastics show bearish divergence. The MACD on the daily time frame, shows bearish divergence. This is not good. This is not the environment that you want it to be. Okay, and here's one thing I'll leave you with. I'm going to leave you with this real quick because a lot of people are depending on this, are thinking that this is the secret sauce. Okay, weekly time frame. You've got the weekly MACD cross screen. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, some of my friends even, and it is a bullish thing. It is a bullish thing. It's a pretty big deal. Okay, let's not minimize it. It's a pretty big deal. But again, bull market dynamics versus bear market dynamics. Okay. In the bull market, every time we cross green, that was the beginning of a rally. When we crossed green here at the end of the bear market, we actually still, because we were in a bear market, we still moved lower. Do you see that? But it was less severe, and then inevitably we did pump up. We stayed green for a while. Every time we flipped green in the bull market, that initiated the next rally. Every time we flipped red, it initiated a consolidation phase. We're in a bear market now. Okay. We go back to the last bear market here, from the 2021 highs in November to the 2022 lows in November. Whenever we flipped green here, notice how we flipped green right here, right there. That was the high point. It was in March. We're in April now, pretty close. Notice how when we flipped green here, that was the high point, and we still went lower. Bear market dynamics are different than bull market dynamics. I promise you. Okay. I promise you, we're at a rejection point for the weekly stochastics. We're at a rejection point for the weekly RSI. Everybody and their best crypto friends are excited that we broke out of this. But here's the deal, guys. We have yet to break out of this. This one, no offense, I think this one matters a lot more. And we're at the 50. It's time to reject. This one will matter a lot more. Okay, it will matter tremendously more. Absolutely it will. Whenever we had this down here, over here on this bear market, okay, we broke out of this trend here, whatever, right? We broke out of it right here. And then what did we do? We sold off. We still saw lower lows because even though breaking out of a downward sloping trend like this was bullish in a bull market, breaking out of a downward sloping trend here like this right here was bullish in a bull market. It doesn't have the same effect in a bear market. It does not. The proof's in the pudding if you want to look at it. Most people don't. They see their bias, they confirm their bias, they go on x.com and they chat with all the parrots who say the exact same things that they do. We're so smart. Look, I see the same things you see, but only comparing it to the last bull cycle, not to the bear markets. Do your research, be critical, because this is a critical moment. Make no mistake, my friends, this is a fantastic point in Bitcoin's history to buy because we're going to see multi-$100,000 price next cycle, probably $1 million at some point within the next 10 years. You know, it's going to happen. You're going to look back and 77.5K is going to feel like the smartest position to have to brag about to your grandkids, to anything. But in a couple months, you're going to look back and it's going to feel foolish. It's going to feel foolish. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think it's time to de-risk. If you're holding coins that you're expecting to pump, they still could pump. Things can happen. But if Bitcoin's going to do what I think it's going to do, 99% of the cryptos in this space are going to dump, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. My estimation is we are less than a week from the effing of the bullish a-holes. Not like a-holes like they're mean people. I literally mean the physical part of their body. We are a week away from the reaming, from the stretching happening. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.